game day specials. Lone Star Boil House, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive the new 2025 Kia. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The 2025 Kia SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in the luxury of a 2025 Kia K5 sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Performance, power, and design built for you. Spark inspiration in the all-electric 2025 EV9. It's a modern masterpiece, fast charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original home for the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
Looking for dependable civil construction in the Florida Panhandle? CBC Construction has you covered. From land clearing and drainage to roads and underground utilities, CBC delivers high-quality work on time and on budget. Locally owned and operated, CBC is trusted by schools, developers, and municipalities. To learn more, call CBC Construction 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com. That's cbcconstruction.com.
Want to do something meaningful without overhauling your schedule? Become a big brother or big sister. It's simple. Hang out, listen, be present. Right now, over 300 children in Northwest Florida are waiting for someone like you. Call 850-433-KIDS or visit BeTheBig.org to learn how you can help shape a child's future today.
Tired of flipping through channels and finding nothing good? Introducing Scorpion TV. Over 5,000 live streaming channels. Catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks, including ESPN, ESPN Plus, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch 400 local network channels from Panama City and most major markets. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. Just $45 a month with our promo code ESPNNW. Go to ESPNPC.com and click the Scorpion TV logo.
WVLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And now, the Gulf Coast's newest sports talk host.
Hey, there's the new guy.
Paul Wilson.
I'm sick and tired of carrying all the weight.
Paul is your pipeline to the heart of the action. Hot takes, big reactions, and your calls are incoming.
The product on the field is pathetic.
The Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
It is. It's 4 o'clock, and it's time for the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's a beautiful day here in Panama City Beach. We are glad that you are tuned in, whether you're listening on the radio or if you're listening on one of our great apps, ESPN Northwest Florida on Facebook, YouTube, or like I said, on the app. We would love to hear from you today. Also, don't forget, you can call in. You can text in on the Red 70s phone line, 850-215-6290. As always, on Thursday, we got the Chef Ross in the building looking like he's ready for some cheese grating. What's up, Chef?
Living the dream. Can't wait till tonight's game.
Oh, man. And then over here with the hot dog shirt on, definitely the hot dog of the day, Jeffrey, how you doing?
Hot dog Jeff in the house.
All right.
And then, how do you like your hot dog?
Cooked.
No, I hope so. None of that mustard junk, though, all right?
No, I'm a chili cheese kind of hot dog guy. That's what I do.
Chili cheese, that's always a winner.
Not you? You like...
Oh, no, I'm chili cheese, Yeah, I don't think there's any better way than chili and cheese. I mean, I'll do just cheese. I mean, that's fine. But let me ask you a question.
Got to have the slaw.
Is it weird for somebody to do chili cheese and mayonnaise?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's kind of
I've
weird.
done it. It's yummy.
Yeah. It's okay, but, most people are frowned upon when they do stuff like that.
Speaking of mayonnaise, I'm glad we got Jimmy in the ones and twos. How you doing, buddy?
Having a great day today. Hopefully everybody out there enjoying the Thursday.
Oh, yeah. So either way, I like chili cheese hot dog. Now, if I don't have chili cheese, I don't really want a hot dog. But if I had to, if you said, what can you put on it? I would put ketchup and mayonnaise on it.
Ketchup and mayonnaise.
I would, if I had to. If that's all I had.
Is it the Chicago people that hate the ketchup?
Yes.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
1,000% of Chicago people.
Is it?
Yeah.
The only way you get ketchup on the hot dog is if you're under 6.
Agreed with Chef.
I don't know what that means. I'm
Under the
confused.
age of 6 is the only way that they'll
their-
allow ketchup
under
on a hot
6
dog.
Yeah, so allow it. They really frown upon it up
Oh
there.
yeah, they will not let you put ketchup on a hot dog in the city of Chicago.
Worst thing to put on a hot dog, I would say actually, and I'm biased, and everybody's can call in, you can text, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I don't like mustard, and I do not like sauerkraut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sauerkraut's good. I like sauerkraut, but my biggest thing about hot dogs is that it's already, when you put the chili and cheese on there, you're already got a lot. Mm-hmm. I don't like it messy all over the place. I don't like eating a hot dog with a fork. I want to eat it with my hands, but I don't want to get it all over me because I just usually if I'm eating it, it's usually at a game or something, so I don't want to wear my food all day.
You're going to make me want to go to the hot dog place just up the road here.
Yeah. I mean, if you're buying, we're all going.
Well, I've always thought of the Reuben as being a northern thing, and then now in the South, man, people eating Reubens like crazy. And what made me think of it was you talking about the fork and the knife type thing on a hot dog, and that's like a northern thing with the Reuben, the fork and the knife. They don't eat it like a sandwich, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? It's a sandwich. Pick it up.
Yeah. No, I like eating all food with my hands if possible. Obviously, you can't all the time.
Spaghetti with your hands.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah. But anyway, can't go on any further. We've got to talk about today. Today being September the 11th. Just don't ever want to forget that. Just a big time event happened in 2001. And real quick, I forgot how old you guys are. I know that you're older. So you probably were married with kids and all that. So do you remember where you were, Jeff, when it happened? Go ahead and tell us where you were.
I was working for a telecommunications company, and I had worked overnight. And then I got in my car. I was in New Orleans, and I was driving back towards Slidell, Louisiana. And my wife was leaving the house in Slidell, Louisiana, and driving in towards work. And so we were passing each other on the interstate. And she called me up because I had a cell phone. It's 2001, and she said, "Hey, a plane just flew into the World Trade Center." And I was like, that's a strange accident. I mean, was it an accident? I asked her, and she goes, "Well, they don't know." And I said, "Oh, okay." And then so I drove home. I, got out of my car, and I stayed up all night. And so I was about to go lay down, and I saw the second plane on TV go through into the second, tower. And I was like, oh, this is no accident, obviously right from the get-go, because there was a lot of confusion after the first plane.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Ross, do you remember where you were at the time?
I was also working third shift. I was an overnight manager at McDonald's in our hometown. Since we had the Greyhound bus station, our McDonald's got to be open 24 hours. So I had just fallen asleep. My dad calls me and says, "You might want to turn the TV on." And I turned it on just in time to see that second plane. And I don't want to sound unpatriotic, but that was like the coolest Hollywood moment to just watch that. If it would have been a regular movie, just to watch how that plane slowed down, hit the right spot in the tower to get it to collapse before the first plane.
And when the second plane did go in, I was watching the news and I thought, that didn't look like a replay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, and then the announcers started talking and I was like, oh, that wasn't a replay. That's how it was, it kind of clicked.
Yeah, it was crazy. James, you remember where you were on that day?
I was a senior in high school, and I was taking the ASVAB test for the United States military. I did not even know that it happened until the principal of my high school came on in the intercoms and said, "Well, because of the tax in New York City, we're going to just keep all students in school today." And the military guys that were in there administering the test just all kind of looked around and looked at each other like, what, and left the room.
Yeah.
So we were just basically, it was like, okay, you guys just finish this test now and leave.
Yeah.
Just leave it all right here. So I was exactly 2 weeks away from being an adult at the age of 18.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I was a police officer for the Mobile Police Department at this time, and I was actually, I had surgery, and so I was on light duty working in the detective building at the time. It was in the headquarters, police headquarters, and so I was doing some stuff up there, and we watched it on TV when we saw it. So it was, most people, whenever you have those kind of events, you never forget about it. Yeah. So that's kind of how it usually works. You kind of remember where you were when that happened. And so,
and the last one really, truly was the Spaceship Challenger.
Before then.
1986.
Yeah.
Yeah, January.
My physics teacher was in Houston because he was third on the list of teacher in space.
No.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah, but those type of things, because back then we didn't have the internet like we do now. We didn't have tablets. You didn't have phones that could, put everything out on the webs. And so, those type of things were the type of, actions or, catastrophes that you would have when everybody would gather around the television and watch.
Yeah, the only other one that wasn't quite that high in importance, but, a lot of people remember where they were, was Columbine.
Yeah, that kind of stuff, So, our thoughts and our prayers are with those families because this day comes around, once a year, and obviously they've lost loved ones, and all of the Americans that were lost that day, and families that were impacted and are still being impacted by it. Our thoughts and our prayers are with you. So just wanted to start the show out with that today. Not on a solemn note, but being September the 11th, we always want to be honorable and respectable for all people. And then let's look at something else that's kind of an awesome day. This day in 1913. Six-time NCAA National Football Champion Paul Bear Bryant. It's his birthday today.
Oh, wow.
So the coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide, who everybody calls the Bear, the legend, Paul Bear Bryant, being a born and raised Alabama fan, that was, remembering the coach's birthday was always something big that we always did. Oddly enough, Coach Saban's birthday is on Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people don't know that, but I guess a lot of people do. So,
It's kind of 72? I think 72.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so 72 years old.
He doesn't look it or act it.
No. I mean, and you think about when he gave up coaching and the stress or the, how early he's got to get up and watching film and doing all those things. But, doing the game day is like, you have to get up and prepare. You can't just, wing it, So they travel and go out and do a lot of stuff. Well, yeah, but still,
Man, he's on TV like 5 hours every day.
Yeah, he's on there all the time. So he's probably just talking about whatever's going on. So, But yeah, either way, Coach Bear Bryant, obviously he's passed on and gone now, but happy birthday to the Bear. We've got to talk about some things. Since we've got Chef Ross here, we definitely got to dive into some of our baseball talk because those Brewers just got swept by the Texas Rangers, and it doesn't look great for the Brewers. How you feeling about all that right now?
We still have the best record in baseball.
Yeah.
We're still going to set a franchise record for wins.
Well, you talked about
Don't let me get disappointed until the playoff time when we get swept in the first round.
That's what I'm saying. You talked about it. But if you look at it, guys, we still have the wild card going on. And James, did you want to say something about that?
I was about to say, if they do have the first place, Chef, they can't get swept in the first round. You've got to wait to the second round to be disappointed.
They'll probably lose that 4-1, but
either way, though, when you look at what the Brewers have done this year, they've definitely been one of those teams. I actually think that they're going to turn it around and they're going to probably make it to the World Series this year. It's just a hunch that I have. It could be wrong, but either way, I think they're playing good enough. They're not playing great right now, but either way,
I've had that hunch for the last 3 playoff runs that they've had.
Yeah,
and it just disappointing. So I'm going to reverse psychology and get used to disappointment, a.k.a. Cubs fans.
Oh, man, that's pretty tough.
That's more of a Titans fan thing.
Now, he did pick Brewers and Toronto as the World Series teams, and I picked, let's see. Was it
Tigers?
It was the Phillies.
And the Phillies.
Yeah, Tigers and Phillies is what I picked.
Yeah, and he picked the Phillies to take it all. So
and Phillies only 2.5 games, if you took all the teams together. Phillies only 2.5 games worse than the Brewers.
We want to go to our Facebook page real quick. One of our listeners said, a good old ketchup, mustard, chili cheese, and relish hot dog sounds good to them.
That's a lot of different flavors.
Yeah, that's a lot of different flavors. That's a lot of different sounds, but our friend there thinks that that's going to do it.
Do they have a name?
Chris, there
we go.
So Chris wanted to put that on there. You know what? We can do that. We've done the Waffle House thing before. How do you like your hot dogs? If you want to, you can text it in or you can put it on Facebook. For whatever reason, Jeff loves talking about food just about every day. So around this time, Jeff's usually hungry. So, any of the sponsors that are out there that you want to be a part of this show, we could put this totally on your segment. This could be the whatever restaurant, whatever fast food. This could be your segment right here. And Jeff could talk about how great your food is.
Not today, but one day we're going to do barbecue. Because I have friends in Alabama that would tell people, oh, you can't leave Alabama without having barbecue.
Yeah.
And they feel like it's that important in Alabama. And, I don't really think of Alabama as a top 5 place for, barbecue. But we'll talk about that another day.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that there would be. Now, we do have some interesting news about the wild card. Let's look at the wild card for just a second because we looked at it yesterday. And obviously, it's going to be fluctuating. But I noticed that the Reds, that was the team that we were kind of talking really bad about. We were a little disappointed in the Reds of how that they've been playing for the last 10 games. But last night, they ended up taking the win. And now you've got the Giants and the Reds with 2 games back off the wild card. And so, I mean, it's still, we're looking at around that 16 games left in baseball. And when you look at it, you're just thinking, man, are they going to really, in that 10-game span, they really need to go 7-3 to make the jump? Because if you don't, you just can't really make up any games if they're going 500 if you don't take the 7-3 in the last 10. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Well, with the Mets sliding like they are, heck yeah. I mean, no, just think about it. I mean, the Mets are 3-7 in the last 10. You go 7-3. You're not two games behind. You're 2 games ahead of the Mets.
Yeah,
Mets are sliding out of there.
It's not just the Mets. The Padres are 3-7 too.
But they've got a little cushion, right? They got 3-game cushion right there ahead of the Mets.
Padres. So. Yeah, if they were to fall out, that's probably going to be the greatest fallout of history, probably, or one of them.
Well, one of them, yeah.
Because the Padres, I thought they were going to make a big run. I didn't know what they were going to do. But
yeah, we see they're sliding out, but 3-game cushion in front of the Mets, so they're 5 games up on the Reds and the Giants. We're okay.
But I just can't trust the Reds because one week they're awful, the next week they're phenomenal.
Well, the Mets too. They're really streaky, extremely streaky. They're good, then they're bad, then they're good, then they're bad.
Those are the teams you don't want to see in the playoffs because they'll be good, and all of a sudden they're in the World Series, and then they're swept out of the World Series playing like garbage.
Yeah. So the sad part is, Padres will get the 3 seed. It'd be 4 versus 5. So that's the Cubs. So as a Cubs fan, you want to see.
I'm not a Cubs fan. He's the Cubs fan.
No, Padres. You see the Padres.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. You hate
I hate the Cubs.
Twins. That's it. I always think it's the Cubs as the team as the Twins.
No, it's not the Cubs. James likes the Cubs, and
yes.
And so, James...
That's why he's wearing a Marlins shirt.
Marlins jersey on.
So do you think the Cubs are going to... You think the Cubs are going to have opportunity with the lineup that they have right now currently and the pitching staff that they have? Do you think they can go deep into the playoffs?
Well, my thought is this whole season, I thought the Cubs were going to be just okay and like hanging out towards the bottom and just fall apart in the last week. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen right now. So my total guesses were just absolutely wrong. I am very concerned about the bullpen. They just don't have that absolute depth in the bullpen that I think they need. But the thing is those guys are just playing above their weight class right now. And it's looking good as long as they can keep on doing it. They got a chance to at least maybe get out of the first kind of rounds-ish type thing. But I'm not looking for them for a World Series. I'd love it. But I'm not going to put my money on it.
Yeah.
Would it be crazy? I think the Cubs have a better team path to get to the World Series, because playing the Padres, who are in a slide right now, as the 4 seed, you play in the 5, that's the Padres. You can beat the Padres. Then you have the 1 seed, which is the Brewers. Sorry about the Brewers, but, you know, they have never really they haven't done things in the playoffs. So Cubs win that, they could be looking at Phillies or Dodgers in the NL Championship, and that's looking pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, that to me, for a Cub fan, that would be kind of like the holy grail for be able to play one of those guys, because obviously you got to be able to score runs against the Phillies and the Dodgers. You know, it's going to be very rare that you would see the Phillies and the Dodgers in the National League playoff, you know, in the actual championship and not score a bunch of runs.
I mean, I'd rather see the Dodgers really than the Phillies, because just watching the Dodgers this season, yeah, the Dodgers have had the Cubs number this season, but to watch the Dodgers right now, it's ugly, and the Cubs are looking better.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But like going back to what Jeff said about the Phillies, they're the scary team because they've got so much power and they hit the ball so good. If their pitchers just give them a chance, the run production that they have, that's the biggest thing for the Phillies.
Let's back this up a series. There's nothing better than the Milwaukee Brewers knocking Greg Counsell out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean,
and
that's
the anniversary of Bob Uecker's passing.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, that's still a deal. I mean,
sounds like a storyline.
could very well
these
be.
kids have been playing out of their shoes for 150 games.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody had the Brewers picked 3rd and 4th in that division. Everybody.
Yeah.
Nobody has them as the best record in all of baseball.
I would say 4. I'd say 3. I just thought they were a 3rd place team.
People had St. Louis ahead of them.
Yeah,
Wow.
they did. They
Ooh.
did. Yeah, coming in. Yeah.
That's no respect at all.
They're playing good, but, you know, we'll see. Now, let's shift it over real quick before we go to a break about the American League. We still are where we were, and that's where you got 16 games left, 17 for the Mariners because they had 1 game ahead. And when you look at the Rangers sweeping the Brewers, that's exactly what they had to do. And so, you know, I still think that young squad, I still think the Rangers, with some of the older players from the World Series win that they had a few years back, that they still are the team that could come in there and take it to the Mariners and step over them. Are they at 15 or 16?
No, they are actually at 16. The Rangers are at 15.
Right. So they're 1 game.
There's still
ahead.
1 game, more, but I mean 15. The Rangers got to do something with their 15 games.
Yeah, and which they have. They've been winning ball games. They won 3 straight against the best record team in baseball. I mean,
and they dominated all 3 games.
Yeah, it wasn't even close as far as, you know, it was just coming through. But then you look at how the Red Sox are playing. Also, you're looking at how the Yankees are playing. The Yankees aren't playing very good right now. They're giving up a lot of runs. They're not scoring a lot of runs. They got some problems with some of their personnel that's kind of becoming a distraction. You know, the whole thing with Volpe, whether people want to talk about it or not, whether he's a superstar or not, which he's not, but that's becoming to be a problem. You know, thankfully he's injured a little bit, so he's, you know, getting some rehabilitation stuff going, and I think he's having to take games off. And so that's kind of helping take the pressure off, because you know how it is when a manager's feeling the pressure from the fans and from the media, it causes some kind of way in the locker room.
So watching baseball over the last 2 weeks in the American League, who's the front runner?
Yeah, I mean,
Toronto's been cooled off. The Yankees are cooled off. The Red Sox are streaky. Tigers have not really stepped up.
Yeah.
Just this past week, they've kind of, you know, and then beating the Yankees 2 games in a row and scoring like crazy numbers, hitting bombs and all that. So, I mean, they're really doing good.
Is it the Astros?
Nah, I don't know. Nobody loves the Astros. Nobody loves the Astros.
I used to.
Did you?
Yeah, I don't want to be associated with cheaters.
Yeah. Okay.
Seriously.
I know. That's true.
That's what happens.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go ahead and take our next break, but when we come back, we're going to talk to Alan Watson in Golf Plus. You're listening to The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. Have you ever wanted to reach out and smack someone?
Sit your ass down and shut up!
The new Sports Blitz. Rants, hot takes, and huge reactions are incoming.
You've got to have a bad game at some point.
Feel the burn.
This is unacceptable at the University of Alabama!
The Red 7T studio line.
This could go 7 games.
850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida. Get in the game.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. Mostly sunny the rest of the day with temps near 88 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight, a light breeze out of the east-northeast and a temperature of 72. About the same tomorrow, around 89 with sunshine and a wind around 7 miles per hour coming out of the northeast. Sunny Saturday, a gentle breeze and hot around 88. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Take your next adventure at an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive the new 2025 Kia. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The 2025 Kia SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in the luxury of a 2025 Kia K5 sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Performance, power, and design built for you. Spark inspiration in the all-electric 2025 EV9. It's a modern masterpiece, fast charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original home for the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
College Football Saturday on ESPN Radio.
No place on earth like Tiger Stadium after dark.
It's an SEC showdown in Death Valley.
It's hard to get much bigger in terms of atmosphere.
The third-ranked LSU Tigers face the Florida Gators.
Playing at Tiger Stadium, really getting our fan base involved in this game and really making it Death Valley.
Gators at Tigers. Coverage starts Saturday at 6. Kickoff at 6:30 right here. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
You found us inside the CBC Construction Studios. Marquee matchups, huge rivalries, and fan favorites. The college football headquarters on the Gulf Coast is 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Sports Blitz.
And we are back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 70s phone line, 850-215-6290. We're here. We're having a great day on this Thursday. We're excited about all things sports, and we've got some stuff going on all across the landscape of sports with football in full force, college football ready to go, baseball playoffs coming on, and now our next guest, Alan Watson from Golf Plus. How you doing, Alan?
I'm good. How are you, Paul?
Doing pretty good, my friend. Now, Alan, the Ryder Cup's going on. Give us some good insight on what's going on with the Ryder Cup.
Well, we've got a losing streak that's been going on for several years now with the Americans. So it's time for them to, rise up and reclaim the throne, so to speak. They were supposed to win this a couple of years ago. It was sort of a dream team scenario, and that did not happen. They started out hot, and then they just got slaughtered. And so right now, I'm trying to get caught up because I'll be honest with you, I'm been so busy, and then my wife had a little accident today, and I had to take her to the emergency room, so I'm a little bit behind. But
she okay?
But yeah, let me see if I can find it. But yeah, this team though this year, better captains picks I think than in the past. a lot of people may not realize it, but the way the Ryder Cup works is you've got several guys who qualify, and then that's the first chunk of the team. And then the captain gets to pick a few players of his own, and sometimes that can be kind of controversial because you'll have people, of course, that are going to argue about the non-qualified spots, about who they should have picked and this, that, and the other. But this year, you know, we got pretty good. You know, there was a big debate about the captain, who's Keegan Bradley for the Americans, whether he's playing so well. A lot of people wanted him to play and be a player captain. That did not happen. He decided not to do that. And so, you know, it's going to be kind of interesting to see how that plays out in terms of you'll never be able to know whether, you know, it would have mattered in terms of, since he's not going to play, we won't know. But I think that would have been kind of cool if he had done that, you know.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I saw where he decided not to play, and I was a little disappointed, too, because he had been playing so well as of late, for sure. You know, they had interviewed Scotty Scheffler, and he was talking about that, you know, the remembering of 2023 was just kind of what he's trying to use as motivation. You know, and, you know, with Scotty, you know how he can play. I mean, he can be lights out, but he also can you know, give a bad shot here or there. But either way, do you think Scotty's going to, I mean, he's been so successful this year and last year. I mean, do you think he's going to finally lead us into this thing? Because, man, we almost need Hacksaw Jim Duggan to get the 2x4 back out and go run on the green and give us a and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and Bubba Watson tried that a few years ago. He tried to be the real big cheerleader and get the crowd into it, and Bryson has tried that in the past as well. And that certainly is great for getting the crowd behind you. And since this year it's going to be played in New York at Bethpage Black, that is certainly a big help. But I think it is going to take Scotty Scheffler doing what Scotty does. I think it's going to take guys like J.J. Spawn, who've had an amazing year, but obviously completely unproven in the Ryder Cup. Guys who like Colin Morikawa and Xander Schauffele, who are not having the best years that they've had in the past. And so it's like, are they going to step up and finally kind of come to fruition? And then you've got people who just got hot lately, like Russell Henley and Ben Griffin. Are they going to be effective, or are they going to crumble under the pressure? I mean, you've got some steady eddies here. You've got some Patrick Cantlay, Harris English, who's been around for a long time and can do this. You've got Bryson, and so then you've got, you know, Scotty, but then you've got these other guys like Justin Thomas, who is so streaky, right? I mean, he could be effective, or he could just tank. You've got Cam Young, who's one of the longest hitters on tour and a great putter. But again, this is not a format that he's played in a lot. So this team's a little mixed. The guys who have the experience haven't been playing that good, and the guys who've been hot lately don't have the experience. So it's kind of a mess, you know. It's like having a ton of rookies in a basketball or football game going into a big playoff game. It's like, yeah, they got you there, but they don't have the experience at the end of the season, so to speak. So this could go a couple of different ways, obviously.
Yeah, I think, you know, you never know, because there's been times where we looked really strong, looked really good, and then, like you said earlier, we threw an egg. And this year we kind of don't really know what we got. We know, you know, like what you're saying, we've got some, you know, people that have played before, been there before, got some players that can really play, and then you got those that you just really don't know if they're going to crack or not. Maybe this is the recipe. Maybe 2025 is going to be the year that we take it, you know, because, I mean, we need it. We need to bring it back home. But, you know, this is going to kind of be in your wheelhouse a little bit. You know, the hats that they brought out, man, I love those things. Man, they look sharp. I've been eyeing one, the actual one, and I just love it. I'm almost pulled the trigger like 2 or 3 different times on buying them, but I was just like, well, you know, it might fit different, or, you know, it might look funny, or I don't play enough golf to wear it, or whatever. So have you checked out their hats? They look pretty sweet.
Yeah, some of it looks really good, and some of this stuff is obviously it's very USA themed. So I don't think you necessarily have to be a golfer to wear USA themed stuff as long as you're proud of your country. So I think that's okay. Now, some of the hats obviously are going to say like Ryder Cup on them, and that's going to be a little more obvious. But some of them just say that you have the USA with that new sort of modern logo, and then some of them are flag themed and all that. So it's some great looking merchandise. I'm right there with you. I see 2 or 3 that I would love to have. Now, you may have just cost me a bunch of money, dadgummit.
That's true. I forgot about that. I was hoping, we didn't, let the record show me and Alan did not talk before today. But I was hoping that you were going to say, I'm glad you brought that up because I got some of those Ryder hats in the shop actually right now.
No, it's funny when it comes to the Ryder Cup and other special events like that. These event spaces, like whoever's hosting the event, typically kind of reserves the right to sell it either on site or on their website. And so they don't put a lot of this stuff in the stores. Now, some of the companies out there in my realm of golf will do special edition product for the Ryder Cup that is their versions and their designs, but it's not the official stuff. And so we typically stay away from that. We do have some Fujikura Ventus shafts that are coming in the USA theme that are for the Ryder Cup. Again, kind of to that note, we've got some of those. They should be here in a couple of days. Very cool looking shafts, but not as accessible as like a hat would be or whatever, or a towel or something. So yeah, it'd be nice to be able to get those types of things, but a lot of times, like I said, they kind of reserve it for themselves, the official merchandise,
Yeah, I got you. So let's get into your shop over there at Golf Plus, right beside Firefly and some of those other ice cream places. That's right. That's a great job to have, by the way. Anytime you want some ice cream, you can just go outside and grab a cone real quick and come on back. And it probably doesn't help your waistline.
No, it does not. It does not.
I'm with you. So what kind of stuff you got going on? What kind of sales do you have in the shop right now that you could tell the people about?
Yeah, we've still got our end of the summer clearance going on because we're about to redesign the store a little bit in terms of the layout, and we're moving some things around. We're adding a second simulator, and Daniel that works with me is going to be starting to teach lessons here real soon. He just got certified, and so he's going to be teaching. And so we're having to redesign the store because of all that. And so we've got a little sale going on where we're doing some blowouts on some shoes, some bags. We've got some golf balls on sale, several things. Some clothing, a couple racks of clothes that are a blowout pricing, like better than 50% off. So yeah, we're just trying to kind of do some moves to clean up the merchandise, get a little less product on the floor. That way we can redesign the store. So if you come in over the next couple of weeks, you're going to save some money, but also you're going to see a little bit of a mess as we kind of transition and move some things around. So bear with us. But yeah, that's what's going on right now.
We're talking with Alan Watson at Golf Plus. Alan, you said something that kind of made my ears perk up a little bit. So you're going to start here soon having opportunity to give lessons. Is that going to be in the shop?
Right. So we'll be using our technology. We have the best technology on the planet with the GC Quad from Foresight. We're adding a 2-camera system, which that has not come in yet. So that's another reason why we haven't really gotten going with the lessons yet. I was waiting for Daniel to get certified, and he is now certified. But now we just got to get the technology side of it set up and ready to go. But we will be offering lessons. Daniel's a really good teacher. I've already seen him work with some folks, but I just wanted him to have that certification to really kind of add to that, And he just really understands the golf swing, and he understands how people are moving their bodies. And so we're going to be doing the lessons, and then the next phase beyond that, which is good, this is going to be a little further down the road because there's a lot more training involved, but the next phase after that will be TPI, which is Titleist Performance Institute, which is a physical fitness type program that goes along with golf. So it's golf physical training. So basically moves that you can practice and things you can work on at home and gym exercises and things that you might do that are golf specific to help you be more flexible, help you hit the ball further, help you to not get injured as easily, and so on. And so especially guys like me, I'm 50 years old, and so as we're starting to get a little bit older, you just don't loosen up as easily as you used to. You can't just walk out there and start swinging without things creaking and cracking. And also, you start to lose distance and things. So we want to be able to help golfers with all aspects of their game. So eventually we'll be doing the equipment, which we already do. We'll be doing the repairs that we already do. And then we'll be doing the lessons. And then eventually we'll be also offering physical fitness training that is course specific to golf to help folks, like I said, be able to enjoy the game longer and play better.
Hey, Alan, Chef Ross here.
Hey, man.
I'm looking at LSU Jeff's T-shirt about this hot dogs, and we started off the show about hot dogs, so I want to know, how do you eat your hot dog? What toppings?
Okay, that's a great question. It's probably the best question anybody's ever asked me in 5 years on this radio show. I like my hot dog with, and I don't know if it's controversial or not, but I don't think ketchup belongs on a hot dog. So I'm a mayonnaise on the bun. And then I like that hot dog with chili, onions, cheese, kraut, and some pickle relish.
Wow,
and just mayonnaise and mustard. Mayonnaise and mustard are the only two condiments. I don't want any ketchup. Get that sweet stuff away from my hot dog. To me, a hot dog should have a little bit of almost like a, I don't know, whatever. But not the same thing. It's not a hamburger. Get that ketchup out of here.
I found it interesting you said mayonnaise on the bun. Like, does anybody put mayonnaise on the dog?
It'd be the same thing. I just like it on the bun because it soaks into it.
Exactly, yeah.
So with all that, hold on, Alan. So hold on a second. So with all that stuff you just put on your hot dog, and you're at a game or you're at the golf course,
you can't do it at a game.
How are you going to eat all that?
No, you can't. You can't do. This is home. This is home cooking, brother. No, a lot of times when you go to the golf course, they will only have ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise. Maybe they've got some pickle relish or some pickles. They might have some chopped onion. They're generally not going to have chili because, again, like you said, that's really hard to eat and play golf. I have to tone it down. On places like that, it might just be hot dog, mayonnaise, mustard, pickles or something like that, or onions or whatever. But if I'm getting it my way, if this is Burger King and I get to have it my way, then I just I'm pretty much whole hog everything you got except that darn ketchup.
Alan, I feel very honored that I asked a better question than Drew Gorman ever did.
Drew used to confuse me. I would fall asleep halfway through his question.
But man, I'll tell you what, you're exactly right though. A good hot dog, no matter what you're doing, just sitting there. But I told him earlier, I said the chili and the cheese. As long as you got the chili and the cheese, I mean, all the other stuff's fine. But if that chili and cheese is on there, that's legit. That's where you have a real hot dog. Because and I know some people up north, they like to eat the brats and all that kind of stuff. But
brats better.
But I'd love a hot dog, just like an all beef or all turkey or whatever. I don't even care what it is. Just a regular, but chili cheese is pretty much on everything is good. I mean,
chili cheese on everything. I agree with you there, Paul.
Yeah.
And folks, when you go to the grocery store, be careful because they got some of these dogs that are not all beef and they'll advertise them as some weird thing and you'll buy them and you get home. I literally had to just spit one out the other day and just throw it away, throw a whole pack of hot dogs away because it tasted so bad. I was like, I don't know what animal it was, but it was not good. So be careful.
Squirrel.
And I know that like a lot of the stuff that we talk about here is usually off key, but man, you're exactly right. If you look at it, and I don't know how they do it, it'll say beef, chicken, and pork,
turkey,
and then turkey all together. And it's like, what?
No.
How did they put all that in one hot dog?
I don't know. That's leftovers off the scrap floor, and I don't want it.
It's just off brands, and I'm not pushing the whole ballpark, brand, but I mean they're one of the better ones. Some of the other ones with those weird names and all, it's like no. Come on, man.
Well, you're old enough, Alan, to remember the pink ones that everybody used to have back in the day. The little bitty
Carolina dogs,
the little bitty pink ones, and those were made out of something that we probably don't even want to talk about.
We used to say snouts and tails, but we won't say that.
That's about right.
So let me ask you a question. So Golf Plus, what do you consider the plus to be?
Yeah, so what's interesting about that, obviously now we're going to be doing, we've always kind of been in the world of the retail products, the repair side of things, and the custom fitting. The name has never carried as much meaning as we probably would want it to be with the Plus. It was honestly we just needed a really cool modern name that was simple and easy to remember. And when we changed our name from the franchise we were a part of for the first 20 years of our business, and we were going forward, man, it was just hard to come up with a name that wasn't going to be too mouthful, too wordy, and we didn't want it to have a connotation that wouldn't be able to travel in case we opened up multiple locations, which obviously we ended up doing one more and all that. But so at the time, but believe it or not, when we early in the stages of this business, well, I'm talking like 30-something years ago, we actually did golf and tennis. And so, a lot of people were like, oh, well, you're going to Plus, you're going to bring back tennis, or you're going to do pickleball or whatever. We don't fool with any of that. So right now, I guess if you really had to pin me down on Plus, I would say it's just the fact that we do multiple things within the realm of golf. But honestly, we're trying to simplify. We're getting rid of a lot of the retail product in terms of going forward. We're not going to have as heavy a retail presence in some of the products that we carry and some of the lines that we just have not been able to sell as well down here. So we're really going to be focusing a lot more in the future on the custom fitting, the repair side, which is really what keeps us really busy every day anyway. And then, like I said, the lessons, and then eventually the physical training as well. So we're not getting completely away from retail, but we're definitely moving away from that heavy presence. Because honestly, there's so much out there on the internet. We could never compete 100% with all that anyway. And then you've got the big box stores, and they have so much more square footage than we do. So I hate to concede some things, but in business sometimes, Chef Ross knows this. When you create a menu for a restaurant, if you've had that same menu for 6 or 8 months, you're going to be able to look at there, and you're going to be able to see 2 or 3 items, or maybe even more than that you say, we got one guy that comes in and asks for it every Tuesday, but other than that, we never sell whatever that is. We just need to kill it off the menu and quit wasting our time and our money bringing that in. So we're just trimming the fat off of what we do going forward.
So you're not cracking and going towards the trendy pickleball ever?
No, we are not. And I have nothing against it. I just don't have the physical space to really display it well and sell it. And again, it would just be one more thing that we probably wouldn't be able to do as well as we do some of the other things. We're just going to target the things and the customers that really keep us open, and the things that we sell and do well, and do more of just that, and not try to do 50 things or 100 things. We're just going to try to do 10 or 12 things and just do those really well. We feel like that will be a better model for us going forward. It's just going to take us a few months to kind of make that full transition, but that's kind of where we're moving.
So I'll have to commend you on the whole, your name is great marketing because it's short and it's memorable.
Yeah, and we kind of saw that things were happening in terms of like graphics, like things like hashtags and that kind of stuff. Things were starting to, symbols, were starting to get integrated into the language. And so when we did golf with the plus sign on it as part of the logo, we were like, well, that's kind of modern too, because that was kind of what was happening, right? So I feel like I was a little ahead of the trend on that, and that made me feel good, I guess. But now it's just kind of common for that sort of stuff. And people have, symbols in their names now, for God's sake, so whatever.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you being here, Alan, and we will talk to you next Thursday. Have a good weekend, my friend.
All right.
And when we come back, we're going to be talking to Chris Blair, the voice of the LSU Tigers. You're listening to 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Red 17 studio line is now open. 850-215-6290. Your home for college football. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This Saturday, it's a college football triple header.
Powers his way across. Touchdown, Georgia Tech.
First, Clemson at Georgia Tech. Coverage starts at 10:30, kickoff at 11. Followed by Georgia, Tennessee, kickoff at 2:30. Then it's the Gators at LSU. Coverage starts at 6, kickoff 6:30, right here on your home for the biggest and best games every week.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Taco Bell is now on DoorDash in Port St. Joe. That's right, you can enjoy craveable tacos, burritos, and more delivered right to your door. Craving a late night snack? Taco Bell in Port St. Joe has you covered. Open until 1, 7 days a week. Plus, start your day off with their delicious breakfast menu, available until 10 a.m. Taco Bell, where the craveable comes true. Taco Bell, now on DoorDash in Port St. Joe.
Go Tiger Sharks.
Are you looking to invest in rare coins and precious metals? Well, look no further. Coin and Bullion Reserves is Bay County's trusted source for rare coins and precious metals. Located in the heart of Panama City, our showroom is stocked with a vast selection of gold and silver bullion, rare coins, and currency. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned collector, we have what you're looking for. Our sales staff has over 50 years of experience to help guide you through your purchase. Come and visit Coin and Bullion Reserves today and build your collection with confidence.
The Kings of the Swamp.
Ball's loose at the 38. Gators got it. Wow.
Join Sean Kelly and the rest of the broadcast team as they bring you Gator football all season long.
Quick race down the near sideline. 20, 15, 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Gators.
On your home for Florida football, the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
The Florida Gators play here. Listen to select games on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Now, we're live and local inside the CBC Construction Studios. If you have a problem with our hot takes, call us and say it to our face.
10 years from now, I'll be making a difference in this world while you'll be sitting there getting your diaper changed by your nurse.
The Sports Blitz is on the air. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We are privileged today to have with us on the phone line the voice of the LSU Tigers, Chris Blair. Chris, how is your Thursday going, my friend?
Going well. LSU off to a 2-0 start for the first time since 2019, and the SEC opener's coming up, always an exciting time of the year, and the good news is we get the SEC opener here at home.
Oh, yes, and we are going to talk about that, but first, since we did not get to talk to you last week, how did that win over Clemson? I don't know, because, losing all those games in the beginning of the year, every year for the last 5 years, and then now coming in and winning at Clemson on the national stage in front of everybody. Everybody was picking Clemson. Even our own resident LSU fan, Jeff. I mean, Chris, you got to give him something, because he picked Clemson over LSU in that first week. I mean, can we take away his LSU card, Chris, or what?
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm sure he's not the only LSU fan across the globe that had a few concerns just based on history. But I think it was huge. I mean, I think it's big just simply because there was so much made of it. Whether you put a lot of stock in, trends or not, I mean, the players heard it, the coaches heard it. And, you lose that opening game, suddenly, I think you start to hear those whispers in your head. So to get that out of the way and just say, okay, top 10 matchup on the road, we got the win, 17-10. Now let's focus on Louisiana Tech, which was the goal last week. And, I think we talked about it some a couple of weeks ago. It's been a 1-0 mantra in that building since January of this year. And that continues. That wasn't just for Clemson. That's 1-0 every week. So they went 1-0 against Clemson. They went 1-0 against Louisiana Tech. The chant 1-0 continues this week as they try to get a win over Florida.
Yeah, and that's huge. I saw those shirts that they had made, and that looked really good. It was just an extra flair for the kids, and anything that you can grab and hold on to make the camaraderie, one mission, one statement, one mind together with a football team. That's a great deal. Now, this game with Florida, it's got a lot of implications as you've been listening to it over the course of all week, with Florida taking the loss against USF, and this is where Billy Napier, his seat's hot and very hot. And Brian Kelly's been there before, and I know he was interviewed and asked about Billy Napier, and he gave a good answer. But
This is a must-win for Florida, and as far as LSU, as far as what they're thinking in the building, they have to know that everything that they have in their, repertoire is coming this weekend.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt. I mean, when I look at the SEC and this rivalry in particular, I mean, there's so many great rivalries, and LSU's kind of unique in the sense it doesn't have any natural geographic rivalries.
Yeah.
Like Auburn and Alabama, and Georgia and Georgia Tech, Florida and Florida State, and Florida and Miami, and, so on and so forth. So when I look at this matchup over the last 20 years, and by the way, games on the field, I know LSU had to vacate some wins a couple of years ago, but it's the games on the field, it's 34, 34, and 3.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get much more even than that. But over the last 10, 20 years, I mean, you can expect just craziness when these two teams get together. There's not a whole lot of love lost between the fan bases. And typically that spills over into the teams, even though I don't even know how much of these players nowadays know each other. But they just don't like each other. So I think it's a great rivalry. And LSU, regardless of what's going on in Gainesville, understands that this is an important game and that anything can happen. It's interesting to me. The LSU game last year in Gainesville, I think, was the start of a reprieve for Coach Napier.
Yeah.
We were kind of in this same spot, before that LSU game with, how hot his seat was and is this working? Is it time to move on? So on and so forth. Well, it just got moved up a little bit to week 2 after losing to South Florida. But there's two ways you can look at this. The way I choose to look at it is LSU is 2-0. Florida is 1-1. LSU did not play particularly well against Louisiana Tech. Defensively, I thought they were great. I mean, they gave up one busted coverage with a third or fourth string secondary late in the game with about 4 minutes to go. But outside of that, held them to 154 yards total offense. I think they averaged a little over 2 yards a carry and a little over 2 yards a pass, plus the fact they went 3 of 13 on third down. So it was pretty dominant defensively. But offensively, there were plenty of misses, just not quite in sync. And so therefore you get the 23-7 score. But I get the sense LSU was not happy with the way they performed. So even though they got a win, and you may look at this matchup and say, well, Florida's going to be mad. They got embarrassed at home to an in-state school that has certainly made plenty of publicity about it. And we're going to go over there and change the narrative with a big upset win against number 3 LSU on a Saturday night in Death Valley. I understand that completely, but I also think LSU's got a lot to prove because there were some people who were ready to crown them national champions after beating Clemson, who also struggled against Troy this past week at home. And then suddenly this week it's like, maybe we were premature with that. I don't know. This offense doesn't look as advertised. So I think it'll be interesting to see which team has a bigger chip on their shoulder and which team really feels like their back's against the wall and they're playing for the name on the front of the uniform. How much pride does Florida have coming over here? I mean, last year we saw a Florida State team that, handed some losses earlier in the year, and you thought, okay, now they're going to come out swinging. Well, they didn't. So it can go either way. But I think LSU's preparing for it to be, this is Florida with the gator back to its wall. It's going to fight its way out. So that's what I think they're expecting on Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a knockdown drag out. I think they're going to be, some really high emotions playing in the game. Don't forget that, these are the two teams that had the Shoegate game. But realistically, they're going to be playing for the front of their jersey. They're going to also be playing for their coach. I'm sure that's going to be weighing into it. But, man, playing at LSU at night is always just made for TV. And I'm so glad that they're covering it. We're covering it as well here at the station. Kick will be at 6:30 here on 104.3 ESPN. Chris, before we go to our break, are there any injuries of key players right now that you guys have, and are there any players that are kind of coming off of the injuries that we should be looking out for on Saturday?
Only one that we're kind of keep an eye on is Destin Hill, the transfer receiver. Only played 2 or 3 snaps against Clemson, apparently fractured a bone in his hand. Coach Kelly gave us an update after the Clemson game and said, the prognosis is good, although I haven't heard his name or seen him a lot at practice this week. So that was one that we kind of knew about. In the game last week, Braylon Moore, the transfer center from Virginia Tech, who was the reigning SEC offensive lineman of the week going into the La Tech game, injured on the first play of scrimmage, high ankle sprain. He practiced yesterday. He practiced on Tuesday. So, we'll get an update here in a little bit as to how much he went today. And the last thing we got from them was it's going to be a pain tolerance issue for Braylon. In fact, he came out of the injury tent in the game Saturday and tried to take a couple of snaps during a timeout, and they shut him down for the rest of the game. So that's key because I think he makes this offensive line head and shoulders better just because of his maturity, experience, and skill. So without him, that's a question mark, although DJ Chester was pretty much the starting center last year. He's still on the team, and he came in and did his job for the rest of the game. The other big loss was Trey'Dez Green, Mr. Mismatch. Mr. Mismatch, as I like to call him. I mean, there's just not many defensive players on any team that can match him one-on-one. And he went down, apparently not as bad as we thought, or at least what it looked like Saturday night. But they've been a little more tight-lipped with Trey'Dez's prognosis this week. So those would be the two that we've seen this year that we're certainly going to be at a loss if they're not ready to go against a Florida team. But the good news is there were moments there Saturday night, guys, where we thought they may be out for a long period of time. In fact, possibly out for the season. So, knock on wood, that wasn't the case.
That's really good. Real quick, we got about 10 seconds. Give us your go-to for hot dog. What do you put on your hot dog, Chris?
You got to have chili, you got to have sauerkraut, and you got to have mustard. And that's it.
Come on with it. Jeff says he hates mustard. So, you guys got to get together when he comes down there to LSU and get him fixed up on how to push for his team.
Is he a ketchup guy?
Oh no!
Okay.
No,
I'm half Cajun. Us Cajuns, we love mayonnaise.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I love Louisiana. I've been here 10 years, but this Kentucky boy, you can't do the mayonnaise on a hot dog.
No, thank you. All right. Well, Chris, thank you so much. We'll be talking to you some here in the next couple of weeks, and just be safe and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for coming on with us. When we come back, we are going to be diving into a little bit more of SEC, and then we got some NFL news coming quickly. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Get in the game. Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has your chance to win a pair of tickets to the Jacksonville Jaguars. We've got tickets to every single Jacksonville Jaguars home game this season. And if you want to grab a pair of tickets for the Jaguars versus the Texans on Sunday, September 21st, text Jacksonville to 850-215-6290. Text Jacksonville to 850-215-6290. Your home for the NFF. It's 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Thursday. For tonight, clear skies and a low of 72 with a light breeze coming out of the east-northeast at 6 miles per hour. Tomorrow morning, sunshine with temps around 85. In the afternoon and evening, sunny with a gentle breeze and a temperature near 90. Moving into Saturday, about the same with a high of 89 and sunny. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. John. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida.
When you bring your vehicle to Panama City Toyota for repairs or maintenance, you'll get the warmest welcome around.
That's because we see service differently.
It's not only an expert team that can help with everything, from simple adjustments to a new set of tires. It's also a team that values your time, so we make your experience as quick and comfortable as possible. Because we're committed to service that goes beyond. Only at Panama City Toyota.
College Football Saturday on ESPN Radio.
No place on earth like Tiger Stadium after dark.
It's an SEC showdown in Death Valley.
It's hard to get much bigger in terms of atmosphere.
The third-ranked LSU Tigers face the Florida Gators.
Playing at Tiger Stadium, really getting our fan base involved in this game and really making it Death Valley.
Gators at Tigers. Coverage starts Saturday at 6. Kickoff at 6:30 right here. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Broadcasting from the CBC Construction Studios. This is where heroes are created, legends are born, and dynasties forged. The Sports Talk Master, ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Sports Blitz.
At 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. Man, you made it through another day. We got one more day until Friday, and then is the weekend, baby. We are excited to be here. We've been talking a lot of football, and we're going to continue that. Don't forget, you can call in. You can text in on the Red 70s phone line, 850-215-6290. Also, not the question of the day, but just a comment of the day if you want to post it on the Facebook. What's your go-to on your hot dog? What do you like on your hot dog? Tell us what you got. We're curious to see whether or not anybody's going to say ketchup, because everybody says ketchup is made for hamburgers, and that is it.
Oh.
What? And French fries.
French fries, yeah.
Yeah, ketchup is made for French fries. That's
not even hamburgers.
I don't put it. I used to when I was young. Put it on hamburgers, but I don't need it.
Yeah, a lot of people will put it on their hamburgers. So if you're at the game and they don't have anything but mustard, ketchup, and mayonnaise, what you going to put on your hamburger?
Mayonnaise.
Just mayonnaise, right?
Just mayonnaise.
Just mayonnaise?
Yep.
You're going to eat a naked meat sandwich? You going to put nothing on it?
No, I'm going to put mustard on it. Mustard's the only thing that goes on a hot dog, man.
I'm talking about a hamburger. What about a hamburger?
Hamburger, mustard, period.
If they don't have mayonnaise, I'm eating it plain.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see, guys. Let us know on that if you want to. It'd be great to see. If you eat ketchup, don't be scared. Go on and put it on there. It's fine. We'll be all right.
No, y'all be scared.
Don't be scared. We will make fun of you, but don't be scared.
Do it. But anyway, guys, we got some big games this weekend. Let's start out with my Alabama Crimson Tide. We're going to play Wisconsin. Obviously, we're the favorite here. We're ready to go. Played good last week against an unranked nobody by the name of Louisiana Monroe. We still need to get everything going with Alabama. Some good things is that there's some game time decisions that are going to be made about injured players. But we do know that Ryan Williams, he is back. He's going to be back, so that's a good thing for our offense. He's got to have a good game, guys. I mean, he can't. They put him a lot in the slot in the first game, and it didn't work out. He didn't go across the middle too well. Some of the passes were off, obviously, but him across the middle just really wasn't something that needed to happen. They need to stretch the field. They need to throw the ball deep to him, and that's really one of the things for Ryan Williams, because Alabama, whether you watch them or not, to win ball games, number one, we got to be able to run the football, which we did not against Florida State. But we've got to be able to take the top off the defense, and Ryan Williams is the perfect guy to do that. Chef, when you look at Wisconsin, they are not the Wisconsin of old when Brett Bielema used to coach them. I know you love him. And so either way, Fickle, he's doing an okay job, but not good enough for the standard by which the fans want.
Now we heard coming into the show that your quarterback is going to be out for the game, most likely. It's still definitely not listed as out, but there's a probability that he's going to be out. Do you think they can even cover the spread this weekend, or do you think Alabama's just going to lay it to them?
Let's back up. You're giving Luke Fickell too much credit by saying he's doing an okay job. This is his third year in the program, and there's no identity of this team. There's no identity of his program. There's nothing to show that this is where we were going. Yeah. So I don't think he's the right coach. I don't know who is.
Yeah, but do you think it's the coaching for Wisconsin, or do you think it's just, I mean, you got locations bad. Everybody in the Big Ten, you're either going to Ohio State, Oregon, or Penn State. You know what I mean? With it not being the hotbed of talent up there.
It's home. They get the people from Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's it.
And so, Minnesota.
For 30 years, Wisconsin was known for big offensive linemen that are homegrown.
Right.
And run the ball. 4,000-yard running back.
Linebackers.
Yeah, linebackers too.
Yeah,
but
linebackers.
They're usually come from Pennsylvania. But
really?
Big old running back.
But when you think of them, you think of Ron Dane.
Yeah.
You think of Ball.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Monte Ball.
Monte Ball. You think of those Jonathan Taylor. You think of those running backs that, like you said, are behind those big offensive linemen that can, dredge, all the way through. So they don't.
Fickell tried to do the air raid for a year and a half, and it failed miserably. He gave us another offensive coordinator that's supposedly running the ball, but we don't have the big bruisers that we've been getting for 30-plus years.
Yeah.
Under Barry Alvarez, who started the trend. Brett Bielema was Barry's puppet because Barry was still coaching that team.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy when you think about that.
When Barry Alvarez quit Wisconsin to go to Arkansas, why would every player walk up to to Barry's office and go, "Can you please coach us this game?"
Yeah,
if he wasn't on the field every day coaching them anyway.
Yeah, that's true. But so you look at it, it's not a very good sign for Wisconsin.
I don't know how they cover the spread. I have an article of the five things they need to do to win the game. And by the way, if they do win this game, you will never hear the end of it for years.
Oh my God. Yeah, I believe you. It's kind of like the Florida State game, man. I kind of like what Alabama team is going to show up. Obviously, you're thinking, man, being at home, that they're going to show the same energy and excitement that they did, because we can't lose another game out of conference, in conference, or anything in between, because, they can, but I'm saying they don't need to, because it's early. We don't need to have one loss in September, but good night. Either way, I think Alabama's going to be looking good. It looks like some of the guys that are coming back. You got Tim Keenan, who's been out the whole year. He started all of the games last year. He's one of those guys that sets the tone. He sets, you're not going to run it up the middle on him, and that's a good thing. And then also, don't forget, Jam Miller is also a possibility. He did hit the field yesterday. He practiced a little bit. So it's still a game time decision, but he's our main running back. And everybody can say what they want to about Florida State, and so be it. I get it. You definitely have a right to say what you want to say. But he was a big part of what we were doing, and we lost him in the week of the game. So, having to get new running backs and all that, I get it. But still, hopefully we'll have him back. Now, if he's not 100% ready, I don't want him to come back. But either way, this Alabama team needs to impose their will on Wisconsin.
So the first key here is to make the quarterback beat you. Take away the running game.
Yeah.
Quarterback didn't beat Florida State. He didn't play very well.
Yeah.
So
looked good last week against a lowly talented.
If there's one strength of this Badger team, it is their defense.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Alabama doesn't have but a 76-yard rusher in the second game and a 31-yard rusher in the first game.
Yeah.
That's not looking good.
Yeah, so that's the key. And if you look at it, though, have you ever known Kalen DeBoer to have a rusher? It's always been quarterback heavy.
Yep.
And so, in the SEC, is that going to work? That's the question, because you have to be able to run the football in the SEC. And that's just been the way it's always been, whether it's your quarterback or whether it's your actual running back. Yeah. They've always had rushers.
Even with all those rushers at Alabama, all the wide receivers,
Yeah, both. Yeah, both they've just, but still, as well as I do, if you can set the tone and run the football and get those short yardage third downs or get those 2nd and 5, 2nd and 3 because you gutted them for a 7-8 yard run. I mean, that's how you win ball games, and that's how you grind out fourth quarters as well.
Didn't Washington have a decent running back the year that they went to the playoffs before DeBoer came to? I know he had Penix, which is kind of like a running back.
I don't remember his name.
No, because they had the wide receiver with the funny name.
Yeah, he plays for Chicago.
Rome Oduzun.
Yeah.
What's his name?
That's close enough.
Odunze.
There we go.
Odunze.
Yeah.
He's a stud.
Yeah,
But
he's good.
They had Penix that ran the ball too a lot.
Yeah, but that wasn't the running back that was winning that game, for sure.
Yeah. Well, we got someone from the Facebook page that said Clayton Mount says mayo, chili, and cheese, and then he adds tater tots on the side. Clayton, I'm right there with you, brother. I'll take that all day long.
Now, tater tots are interesting because, I mean, what am I going to put on tater tots?
Ketchup. Mayonnaise.
Yeah, most people would do that.
Mayonnaise?
Ketchup and mayonnaise mix.
Not on tater tots.
Ketchup, I think, on tater tots, but I don't eat it that way. I eat them plain.
How about this?
Or cheese.
How about
is great.
chili cheese on them tater tots?
Yeah.
Let's
Heck yeah.
go.
Cheese and bacon.
Sonic is the only one doing it.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we got more SEC football to look at. Let's look at the Tennessee-Georgia game. Ooh. Now, that's one of those games where it's going to be at Rocky Top, and we talked a little bit about it yesterday with Tennessee Brandon, and I'm sure he might be listening. But I'm just telling you, if Tennessee can go in there and do the things that they want to do and put Georgia behind, I just don't think Gunnar Stockton's got the arm to bring them back. And, I mean, I know they got 5 stars everywhere, as well as I think, Tennessee matches up pretty good with them. They don't have a lot of depth at different positions. Tennessee doesn't, like Georgia does. But if Tennessee can get ahead early, and that's their MO this year. I mean, against Syracuse, they jumped out on them real quick. And I mean,
East Tennessee State.
I mean, that's just but that's the 2 games we have to go off of for this year's team.
I know.
But the first game, they kind of dwindled in the second half. But can Georgia, can they run the football like what we're talking about with Alabama? Can they run the football, and then can they impose their will and make it to where Tennessee gets put on the ropes, and then they have to become one-dimensional, which is pass only, and make Joey Aguilar beat you on reading the defense? Because Kirby's going to dial up some stuff, because this is a big game for both of them. I mean, it matters.
Yeah.
This matters.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to take a loss in September. Nobody does.
You know what almost helped Georgia is the fact that Bama losing the season opener. Now, Bama, after this game, has the bye, and then they're at Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Now Georgia can solely focus on this Tennessee because they're not worried about Bama, because it's kind of taking the wind out of the sail. If it was undefeated Alabama, it'd be more significant to me, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think Kirby Smart looks past any opponent.
Pretty true, and that's the reason why he's so consistent.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not knocking Mark Richt. Mark Richt was a great coach.
He was a 10-win coach that got fired for being a 10-win coach.
Exactly.
Yeah. He just couldn't get them past the hump. That was why he got fired. That's all.
So Tennessee's lost 8 in a row to Georgia. That's what Brandon said yesterday. I was like, what? Wow.
Yeah, so, I mean, when you look at Georgia, and you picked Georgia, right? You picked Georgia to win.
Georgia, yeah.
When you look at them, do you see a team that could possibly, with Gunnar Stockton being the quarterback, do you see them being a team that could win, run all the way through and win it all and win the SEC?
I was going to say win the SEC, but then the playoffs, no, I don't see him winning the national title.
Yeah. I mean, because he's a good kid, don't get me wrong, and I'm not here to bash Georgia fans or anything like that, but he just doesn't seem like he's got the it factor. He's not very fast. His arm's not that big,
But his system.
Yeah.
The system. And the defense,
But, if you look at Stetson Bennett when they were winning, he had the it factor, though. Yeah. He could get outside the pocket and just make a play. You know what I mean? You just kind of had that feeling that he kind of had that elusivity.
Look at last year. Carson Beck, huge arm, and still couldn't get it done with Georgia. So maybe they don't need the huge arm.
I don't know. Who did they? They lost to Bama.
Yeah, they lost to Alabama.
That's the only game he lost, right?
Yeah, but he got hurt.
And he got hurt, and then and then they slipped by a couple of teams.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm going for is the fact that because Carson Beck was good.
That was a second loss, Ole Miss.
Yeah, because
they lost 2 games. They lost the
with
Alabama
Carson Beck?
with Carson Beck. He lost to Ole Miss.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then they won the last 2 games of the regular season. Georgia Tech was one of them. I can't remember who the other one was. And then they lost first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, but they won those with the backup.
Backup won those last 2 games, and then the Texas SEC championship. And then I think it was Notre Dame because they had the bye. They got Notre Dame in the second round.
Yeah. And so, when you look at Georgia, it's just I've watched them, and they're just not that impressive to me right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess you don't have to be as long as you get in the W, but still, because I mean, they played Austin Peay and they just didn't look good. But it's hard to get up for those games. It is. I mean, we can talk about it all day long, but when you look at a team that's you can beat with your seconds or thirds. It's hard to get up for those. I don't care how loud the fans are screaming. I don't care how good you feel. You just.
Those are the games though that you get up, you get on them early, and then you don't play after the first quarter.
Yeah, but they didn't do that. I mean, they stalled out on offense, and that's kind of what I was thinking is that, they didn't really look impressive on offense. He wasn't, spinning the ball too well. It just didn't look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's like, when you look at Georgia and Tennessee, it's going to be a crazy environment. And the thing is, do you think it bids Georgia well that it's a 2:30 kickoff instead of being a 6:30 like at night at Neyland Stadium?
No. I think that Tennessee crowd is, they're going to be jumping up for that game.
Yeah, but I mean, it'll get dark at 7:30?
Oh, yeah. The game will be over with by the time it gets dark.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm going at is that, do you think it would have been better for Tennessee at a night game?
Oh, a night game? Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, instead of that early game, it's that CBS game or whatever it is at 3:30, 2:30.
That's a big stadium.
Yeah, it's going to be jumping.
Yeah.
But like you've talked about before, it's way better to wait. It's much more,
especially at drinking school.
Yeah.
Not saying anything about Wisconsin because those boys can drink some beer. Oh my God.
Yeah.
They drank the Rose Bowl out of beer. Wisconsin.
When?
Multiple times.
94.
The first year that we went, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. 94. They drank the Rose Bowl out of beer. Yeah.
That's crazy.
They're beer drinkers up there. They got breweries all over the place.
Yeah. But I mean, when you look at Tennessee though, they're going to bring it. Yeah.
Half of them.
They're going to be jumping in the lake. You know what I mean?
No, it's a river.
It's a river. Okay.
Yeah.
They're going to be jumping in the river. They're going to be pumped up. I mean, Brandon said yesterday that they're going to have the checkerboards.
Oh, end zone.
Do you like the checkerboard end zone? Do you like orange checkerboard?
It doesn't bother me a bit. I haven't lost any sleep over it either way.
Well, I didn't know with the yellow/orange hat on.
You know what him? He's a Bama fan. He's like, y'all want to play checkers or chess? We'll beat y'all both.
I definitely don't like the orange. It's disgusting.
I do like the checheckerboard, but you hate that dang orange, boy. I can't wear orange underwear up in here no more.
Well, I definitely won't know that. I won't know what you're wearing on that regard. Wow. Oh, man. Guys, we went from talking about hot dogs to football. Now we're talking about what color underwear.
Hey, at least he's wearing underwear.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Man, this is a great place to take a break. We are going to go ahead and take our next break. But when we come back, we're going to talk about a little bit more of the SEC, and then we got some NFL to get into. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Reach out and smack someone. Call or text now. 850-215-6290. The Red 7T Studio Line. The brutal hits. The heartbreaking turnovers. Heroic comebacks.
In for the touchdown.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida delivers the biggest matchups of the week from across the nation.
Oh, yeah!
Your college football headquarters on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Thursday. For tonight, clear skies and a low of 72 with a light breeze coming out of the east-northeast at 6 miles per hour. Tomorrow morning, sunshine with temps around 85. In the afternoon and evening, sunny with a gentle breeze and a temperature near 90. Moving into Saturday, about the same with a high of 89 and sunny. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
For exciting college football, the best boiled seafood, and the most game day fun, it's Lone Star Boil House. Watch the games on their huge Jumbotron. Challenge your friends to beer pong, cornhole, and oversized Connect 4 in their new adult lounge. Lone Star Boil House is where the locals go for incredible wings, the best boiled seafood, and a new breakfast menu. Saturday and Sunday starting at 9. Crush the follow on Facebook to catch huge game day specials. Lone Star Boil House, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Experience a higher level of service. David Adamson Designer Jewelry has been providing you the very best of fine jewelry and repair in Lynn Haven for over 32 years. David has added Amber Anderson and Russ Clare, names you've known and trusted in PCB for years with your fine jewelry and watch needs. Find that one-of-a-kind engagement ring, that special anniversary gift, or something colorful just for you. Amber and Russ will find it or build it for you. Serving Bay County and beyond in Lynn Haven at the corner of Ohio Avenue and 9th. David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
The Rich Eisen Show.
When the rubber meets the road in must-win contests in January, I think the Chiefs make it, and I think the Chiefs win it, and I think that's the way Kelsey is going to stroll off into the sunset to his wedding day. Chiefs over Lions in Super Bowl 60, and they're going to make 6 and 7 years, and they're going to be a dynastic team we talk about for years to come.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Weekdays 11 and 2 right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Transmitting from the CBC Construction Studio. Can you take the hits? Here comes the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We are back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're having a great time here in the CBC Construction Studios. We got Chef and Jeff in the building with me. James running the ones and twos. Don't forget, you can call in. You can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We've got some breaking news right here that I just wanted to share with y'all. We've been talking about the hot dog, and I will have to tell you there's a young lady that her last name is Wilson, and I'm quite fond of her. She likes ketchup on her hot dog. So there you go. That's great. That's great. She likes it. So we're going to say, but as a kid, she did mustard and chopped onions. So there you go. Guys, that's who I live with. So I'm not going to say anything nasty about that because I want to sleep in the bed tonight, not on the couch. So there you go.
So that was your daughter.
That was my wife.
We're not in Alabama.
Daughter's kicking him out of bed. What?
We're moving on from that statement. Oh, man. So we've got a big game coming up, and this one to me is one of those for the college football playoff. This is huge. You got Notre Dame and Texas A&M. When you look at Notre Dame, you've already got the loss. They've already threw one out. Now you're looking at Texas A&M coming to South Bend. When you look at Notre Dame, normally I would say Notre Dame's got a cupcake schedule. But this year, the ACC has some teams that can really play football. So realistically, Notre Dame, this is a must-win for them. What you think about that, Jeff? Don't you think they have to win this game at home against A&M?
Well, they had 2 weeks to prepare for it because they didn't have a second-week opponent. And then no team has ever gone 0-2, started at 0-2, and made the playoffs ever.
Yeah,
ever.
So there you go.
So, and this is a big ranked team. I mean, who you going to be?
We have a 1 year sample size of the expanded playoffs.
Yeah, but even the Final Four, the four that we had.
When there's only 2 teams and there's only 4 teams, you can't go 0-2.
You're talking to an LSU guy who we had 2 losses and we won a national title in 2007.
Yeah, but you got to look at it, though. There's no possible way you can tell me that with their schedule that it's going to get easier if they lose to A&M. If they lose to A&M, I mean, they're gonna be in territory.
So even if they win out 10 wins in a row after 0-2 start, then they're gonna have to argue. No, they're gonna have to argue.
Yeah,
because
it just depends
on
on
ACC schedule.
Well, who do they got? So just tell me who they got.
After this, it's Purdue, at Arkansas, Boise State, NC State, USC, at Boston College, Navy, at Pittsburgh, Syracuse, and end the season at Stanford. They don't lose in
USC. That's it.
That's all they got.
It's USC.
I didn't realize it was so weak.
It's weak. There's no Clemson.
I didn't think I thought they had at least Clemson. I thought they had Miami. I take all that back. No Florida State.
They already played Miami. Yeah.
They lost to Miami.
So they got USC. There's no Georgia Tech. There's no Clemson. There's no Louisville.
Yeah.
So you're talking about ACC, but
no Georgia Tech.
There's no North Carolina. And they're not even that good, but there's no North Carolina.
But still, I mean, USC, and that's it. And look, who's guaranteed that USC is going to even be ranked when they go in week 7 or 8 when they go play them?
Yeah, they won't have the numbers if they lose to A&M.
That's done.
They do have Arkansas, but they got Arkansas. But still, what I'm saying though is the teams that they're going to play, they're going to be terrible. I mean, do you think if they go and lose to A&M over the weekend, if they're going to still be ranked in the top 25 by beating Purdue?
No, 0-2, they're out.
Or whoever.
How many terrible or undeserving, not terrible, how many undeserving Notre Dame teams under Brian Kelly made the playoffs because Bristol, Connecticut wants them there?
But they had to be
because their fan base trapped. Their fan base trapped.
They made it once.
But they had to beat somebody good, though. They had some decent competition on their schedule. This year, their schedule is probably the easiest schedule that I've ever seen before.
10-2 Notre Dame is in, I promise you.
I don't think so. And
they're not hosting a game, but they're in.
If they lose to A&M, and then you've got the only other game, I'm going to even say Arkansas is probably, they could be, because they got them earlier, and Arkansas still could be undefeated at that time.
I think they had NC State in there.
But I mean, outside of that, that's nothing.
No Stanford. Stanford's trash.
Yeah, Stanford's garbage. Yeah. Purdue's not good.
So let's go talk about Texas A&M. Hasn't won a road-ranked opponent since 2014. That's 11 years. 11 years.
Yeah. I mean, Mike Elko, he's done a pretty good job. I mean, coming over from Duke, coming in, getting the team situated after all those years of not being that good, realistically, because Jimbo. But, I mean, when you look at what they've got to do, if they go in there, you got to say they're going to be one of the hottest talked about teams, even though, because going into Notre Dame to win is still a big deal. And when you go there and you win, that's going to put them up. And then you're talking about another SEC team that's going to be undefeated and making a lot of noise. I mean, because what's the spread on that one?
Yeah, I lost.
Because I'm not sure.
It's 1.5.
Is it for A&M or for Notre Dame?
What does it say?
It is 6.5 in favor of Notre Dame.
Oh my God!
Wow!
So they're
they're still buying A&M.
Oh my God!
Because A&M's ranked 16th, and Notre Dame, they didn't drop but like 2 or 3 spots. They're down to 8 now. So really, when you look at
makes my point even stronger.
If they beat them, but that's the AP, that's not the College Football Committee. So it'll be a curious to see how they do with that. But
0-2 won't be ranked.
No, maybe 20th, 25th, maybe depending on the game.
0-2, they're not going to be ranked. I mean, they have to lose in overtime if they're going to be ranked. That's the only way.
I don't know.
I think they'll still be ranked. They won't be ranked in the coaches poll, but in the AP poll with the writers will keep them in there.
Yeah, they'll keep them in there because if you look at it, Alabama lost to an unranked.
But that's 0-1. We're talking 0-2.
Yeah, I mean,
it's different.
Yeah, it is different.
And Florida State was unranked, where Notre Dame's playing 2. What do you call it? Ranked teams.
Yeah, he's 16th. So yeah. I mean that might be the that might be the only 2 ranked team they play all year though. That's what I'm trying to get at.
I mean, USC's been killing opponents, but they played nobody. Now, Texas A&M, they beat UTSA. Look, you can knock Texas San Antonio all you want, but they were one of the 10 teams that we would say could possibly make the group of 5 into the playoffs as an automatic bid. They're not. They're obviously not going to do that now. And Utah State is the best that the Mountain West has, other than Boise and maybe No, San Diego State's out now. They're done. They lost to Washington State. So really, Utah State's not a bad program, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about Air Force, you know?
No. But I mean,
talk about that. So that's who Texas A&M beat. They beat 2 Group of 5 teams that had potential, and now they have 0 potential because they're done.
Right. But when you look at A&M and then you look at Notre Dame, it's at Notre Dame. I mean, if you say they go in there, now if they go in there and blow them out at Notre Dame, then yeah, we're looking at probably 24, 25 ranked if they don't throw them out. They'll probably keep them in. But if that game's close, A&M pulls it out, I could see where if they run the table, where they keep them there because of the respect for the name, for the brand, for the fans, for the Catholics across the country, all of that. But I just still see the ACC being a lot stronger this year, and I think they're going to get more teams in than they normally do because, I mean, gosh, the Big 12, they're just, to me, they've got one opportunity, and that's it. They're not going to get 2. So, I mean,
the best chance right now is Iowa State and Utah.
Yeah. I mean, but you know how Iowa State is. They always crumble at the end. So that's kind of been their MO under their coach there. All right, guys. So we're going to talk about that. But I want to talk about, before we go, we got about 10 minutes before our next break. I didn't talk about it much yesterday. I do want to talk about it because I think probably it's going to be something that I think this game's going to matter. Vanderbilt and South Carolina. A lot of people are picking Lenore Sellers to possibly be the front runner for the Heisman. And right now he kind of is. Mm-hmm. And the deal is, what do you have to do to be a front runner as a Heisman? You have to win.
And have stats.
And play quarterback.
Right.
But you know what? You're not lying. I mean, what do we had? Like probably 12 of the last 13 have been quarterbacks.
Yeah, so I mean, when you look at how
defensive guy last year, right?
Well, if you can count him that, he was both.
Yeah, he was both.
Yeah, but I mean, when you look at it, Vanderbilt, you can't count them out. They've got some kind of mojo going on. It's kind of like what Chris Blair was saying. They've got the 1-0 on their backs. They believe is really where I'm going. You got their coach, who's a Vanderbilt graduate. They believe in him. You've got a little bit of an edgy quarterback with Diego. Yeah. And I mean, you got the wins last year over Alabama. You know, you got wins kind of getting going.
I think
they
beat Kentucky. They beat someone else. They beat like 3 good teams last year. Not bad, not shabby.
But I mean,
they're not a Vanderbilt of old.
No. They're definitely somebody you got to go in there and play. The deal with Diego is that he can run the football and he runs it hard. And that's the thing. He's hard to tackle sometimes. Even though he's short in stature, he still runs the football hard. And, you know, I mean, when you got decent running backs and you have to worry about that, they run that RPO really good. So I know that I picked South Carolina just because I believe they're going to be the better team. But I don't know if with it being at South Carolina, I think they get the edge in that. That's really why. And with Lenore Sellers playing so well. But would you be surprised, though, Chef, if you saw Vanderbilt upset South Carolina at South Carolina? Would it surprise you a lot?
Being at South Carolina, yeah, because under Beamer, South Carolina's been very Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, play very, very well at home and very, very not well on the road.
Yeah.
So going into South Carolina and getting that win would be huge.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly, because that 2 years ago when they destroyed Tennessee in that game at South Carolina beat Tennessee that time. They didn't look like the same team after that. It was weird. It was like, you play great at home, but you could lose to Missouri at home. I mean, on the road. And I was like, what's going on?
Well, we're going to have to look at our Facebook page. LSU should beat the mess out of Florida. They didn't say that. Well, Notre Dame's going to win at home. Miami is going to beat USF. And then a big deal tonight is North Carolina State is going to be a dark horse for the playoffs, is what Chris said on there.
Is Wake Forest playing tonight?
Yes, Wake Forest, it's Wake Forest and North Carolina State. So North Carolina State should win that one pretty easily.
Yeah, well, no. I mean, North Carolina State's playing everybody close. They only beat East Carolina by 7. Yeah. And last week they beat Virginia by 4. Yeah. So that is the smallest margin of any FBS team right now who's 2-0. 11 points is the smallest margin of any team who's 2-0.
Yeah, give me North Carolina State tonight. I don't care about your little north, south.
But I mean, okay? So would you be surprised if they win by 3 or 4 points?
No.
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me.
It's a close game.
Yeah.
That's just
kind of what they do. They just play to their level of competition.
Exactly, and that's why they beat UNC like almost every year.
Yeah,
they beat the Tar Heels. They got their number right now.
Yeah, and they probably will keep their number.
I don't know if I'd say more than one ACC team is going to make the playoffs with what I've seen in the ACC.
No, I'd say 2,
unless a fluke like
Georgia Tech, Louisville. We got Miami still rolling. Florida State is a wild card out there on the outside. I mean, even Clemson could come back and run the table
underdog
somehow.
gets the automatic bid like last year.
Yeah, with the 3-loss team slipping in.
Yeah, I think that's really how you're going to get that third team if something like that happens.
Third team? Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's no way. The only way they get 3 teams in is if there's a 3-loss team slides in somehow on the outside.
And I think that the SEC is probably going to get close to 4. But going back to South Carolina and South Carolina and Vandy, when you look at them, you used to not even care about this week. Like, this would not be a game that we would talk about. Yeah. So do we think, and we've got about 3 minutes until our break, do we really think that the NIL has made this possible? I mean, is it now a possibility that all of the blue bloods that used to be your Alabamas, your Georgias, your Texases, are they all now not getting as many 5 stars because some of these 5 stars are going out and making $1.5 million here where they were only getting, $1 million here, or maybe $2 million over here where they were only getting 800,000-900,000 because of the NIL, the way that it's going. Do you think that the NIL has really started to give out parity amongst the teams, and not just amongst the teams in the SEC, but now as you're seeing it, the ACC is starting to pay more money. The Big Ten's paying big money.
But the other thing they're doing is they're robbing the group of 5 schools from their studs that slipped through the cracks and became household names in the group of 5 area.
Yeah.
So the NIL is spreading it out amongst the wealthy, but it's not going down to help the group of 5. It's actually hurting them.
Yeah.
These aren't two, and excuse me because somebody's going to correct me about, these aren't 2 wealthy schools. Vanderbilt has money, but they aren't spending it on football.
Right. That's true.
So these are not 2 schools that you should be talking about for the NIL
this year,
making the change at those schools. There are other schools, though, you're right, that are making their program bigger and better with the NIL money, and Illinois might be one of them.
Yeah, that's true.
This year, though, the school gets to pay. So it's not the boosters.
Yeah, but, South Carolina, how much money do they really even have?
The same amount that everybody's got the same budget.
No, they don't have.
No, it's different budgets.
Tuition is here and for this school, and tuition is here for this school. Vanderbilt has, you pay a lot of money to go there.
It's the same ceiling then.
No.
No,
each team has, whatever was allowed, like $20.5 million to be divided amongst all sports. Now, each school does not have to spend that money.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just what they can.
Yeah, so they can divvy it to the football program the most. But that's why, like with Vanderbilt, if you look at Vanderbilt, they've always had a good baseball program. They've always had a good basketball program. So realistically, this is new territory for them.
Oh, yeah.
But they are spending the money, and then they're spending the money with the local talent. They're spending the money with people that are good.
And then there's schools like Cal Berkeley, who's completely in the red and had to pay to try and get into the ACC and sell their soul to the devil, and they got no money for anything for sports.
Right. And that's just kind of that's the part of the program that you pay whenever you do that kind of stuff. But when you look at across the board, the NIL has changed not just the way that college football is being presented, but now you're talking about how college football is being played, because now you're starting to see these teams that used to not be a big deal. I mean, we're literally for 5 to 7 minutes talking about Vanderbilt and South Carolina in week 3.
The transfer portal has more to do with that, too, because Vanderbilt and South Carolina and all these other universities, Kentucky, Wisconsin, Minnesota, can come to this kid and go, hey, you can sit 2 years at Alabama, or I can play you right now. Mm-hmm. Plus, I'm going to pay you as well. I may not be able to pay you as much as Alabama, but you'll be making a good money, and you'll be playing right now.
That's why Bo Jackson didn't play at Bama.
Yeah, he couldn't play as a freshman. Yep. That's right. Bear Bryant told him, said, you won't play the first year. But Pat Dye come in and said, you'll play the first day for me. And that's really why. And that's starting to look like the case for all the athletes. They're like, you want to go to a big program? That's fine. You may have to sit behind the senior. You might make your money, and you may never get your chance because the next 5-star might come in after that, and they might get the next nod over you. So realistically, when you look at it, the NIL, the transfer portal, all of this built in together has changed college football. And it's, you can say you like it or not, but is it for the good? Is it for the bad? We don't really know. But when we come back, we're going to dive into the NFL. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Call or text in now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. Your home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Thursday night football is back.
To the end zone. He's got a touchdown pass.
It's the Washington Commanders at the Green Bay Packers. Coverage coming up tonight at 6:30 from Lambeau Field. Kickoff at 7:15 right here on your home for the NFL on the Gulf Coast.
Packers on the board again.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a bus that are leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
No one wants to deal with a plumbing, electrical, or HVAC emergency. It's even worse when you're not sure what it'll cost, when it'll get fixed, or if someone's just selling you something. When you call Hiller, you can trust our experts to actually solve your home's problems quickly. And with true transparency pricing, you know the price you're told is the price you'll actually pay. Book online now at happyhiller.com. Happy you'll be, or the service is free.
On the happy face truck today.
College Football Saturday on ESPN Radio.
No place on earth like Tiger Stadium after dark.
It's an SEC showdown in Death Valley.
It's hard to get much bigger in terms of atmosphere.
The third-ranked LSU Tigers face the Florida Gators.
Playing at Tiger Stadium, really getting our fan base involved in this game and really making it Death Valley.
Gators at Tigers. Coverage starts Saturday at 6. Kickoff at 6:30 right here. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
If you build it, they will come. We're live from the CBC Construction Studios. This is the Sports Blitz. We don't just talk sports. We start fires. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget you can call in. You can text in on the Red 17's phone line, 850-215-6290. The Hard Rock Bet Party is alive, and consider this your official invite. Sign up and bet $5 on any game. If it wins, you also score $150 on bonus bets and winning bet and a boosted bankroll. Now that's how you kick off the season in style. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. Now, when we look at the reason why we can do what we do, we have to always thank our sponsors. And thank you for sponsoring us. And if you want to be a sponsor to the Sports Blitz, you can get in touch with us via all of our social media apps. We will definitely and be gladly happy to talk to you about it. But AutoNation Ford in Panama City, they are the real deal. If you're looking for a vehicle, if you're looking for a used vehicle, a new vehicle, any kind of vehicle, give those guys a shot. They can find it. They've got all kinds of ways and avenues by which to find you new vehicles, used vehicles, all across the country, get you in the perfect car, the perfect color, and the style that you like. Also, don't forget, Recommended Collision Center. Those guys know how to fix cars, and they know how to fix them right. If you got any problems with your vehicle, cosmetically, they can take care of it. They'll get it back to showroom floor, prestige, so you can ride down the block and let everybody smile and wave at you as you are riding through. They just had the Miss America competition. You could ride around with your windows down, looking in that brand new looking car. They'll get you taken care of at Recommended Collision Center. Now, Ross, you got something cool kind of coming up you want to talk about real quick?
I do. There's a big charity event. All the pool halls in the area for the month of September, when suicide awareness, are having tournaments and proceeds going towards suicide cause. And this weekend at the break room, there's a pool tournament tomorrow night. There's a pool tournament Saturday night. There's a low country boil going on Saturday at the break room, 2727 Joan Avenue. Everything is going towards SPARE, which is a suicide prevention charity locally here. So all money is staying local. And let's go make this thing huge.
Awesome. Is that North Lagoons on one side? Is the other side, is that considered Middle Beach,
no,
Hutchinson, or is it just considered more
It's
North Lagoon?
Joan Avenue and North Lagoon.
Okay, yeah, it's right there in the corner.
All right, guys, here we go. We're going to be talking about the game tonight. You know, Washington is going out to the Cheeseheads. You got to think about it. We're looking at a Cheesehead right now. Old Ross is in the building. He's a big Packer fan. Now, when you look at it, you got Jaden Daniels, you got Terry McLaurin. They're coming to town to take on the Packers. Jordan Love. Micah Parsons is going to get more plays tonight. So, as we look at this game, this is really a prenup to what's going to be taking place in probably the playoffs at some point. I mean, these guys are going to be these two teams right here are probably two of your best teams in the football right now. I mean, wouldn't you agree? I mean, adding the way they played last week, the Packers I'm talking about, with just Parsons being there, not very many plays, but playing hard. He's going to be up there tonight playing a lot more plays. What do you think about tonight?
I got Green Bay winning tonight. One of the best things I saw last week, though, is when Parsons got his sack, the entire bench celebrated with him.
They did.
The entire team. How many times does the entire team celebrate with the new guy or the super stud?
And was it third or fourth quarter?
It was fourth quarter, I believe.
Fourth quarter, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it was a big deal.
Yeah.
And he ran after him, boy. He saw him. He was hunting him down.
Oh, he wanted that sack.
He wanted
for sure.
it. He was on speed. I mean, he was like speed.
He was hitting the B button.
Yeah, everybody saw it come. They're like, oh, look at him come. Here he goes.
But just the fact that the entire sideline was up there celebrating with him said a whole lot about
it. Almost looked like a college atmosphere on the sidelines. It was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it, Green Bay, they got a shot.
Yeah. How I hear that he was a cancer in the Dallas locker room, and then all of a sudden I see that, and I'm like, not much of a cancer, is he?
Well, I don't know him yet. I haven't been in the locker room very long.
they were. I thought it was one thing that was kind of funny. They did some kind of little dance thing before they get started, and he didn't know it, so he was just like trying to do it
like a white guy trying to do the black dance.
Oh my gosh! So all right, so we got to do some pick'ems on that. Washington at Green Bay. Jeff, what you got? Green Bay, yeah. I'm going Green Bay tonight. I think they're going to get it done. If you look at what they've done last week, Jordan Love, the surgery before the season on the left hand did not look like it bothered him at all. I mean, these guys, they're ready to play, and don't sell them short. It's tough to play in Lambeau. It gets loud, it gets rocking, and just because it's not too cold right now doesn't mean it's not hard to play. Lambeau's hard to play in.
But even on a short week, it really sucks to be the road team because you only get 1 day of practice.
Yeah.
So on a Thursday night game, 90% of the time, I'm taking the home team, which just so happens to be my Packers. So
here we go.
His hat's killing me because it looks like Washington Commanders W.
It does.
And it's Cheesehead.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you for?
Yeah, it is kind of a a little bit. Yeah.
It does look at Washington Commanders W.
I don't know. Yeah, you might have
We
to,
know it's the Badgers.
We know. We get it. All right, here we go. We got the 0-1 Cleveland Browns and the 0-1 Baltimore Ravens at the Ravens. Obviously, Flacco coming home to play against his former team who he won a Super Bowl for. I mean, you got to think that might have something to do with it. You know what, guys? I know it's one of those things where everybody just checks it off that, oh, the Browns aren't any good, blah, blah, blah. The Browns got some good defense. I mean, they look good against the Bengals. I mean, they just couldn't really score a lot, and the Bengals defense is pretty bad. So really the problem is the Browns offense. So who you got, Jeff, on the Browns and the Ravens?
Ravens. The question is, are they going to cover a 12.5-point spread?
What do you think about it?
With as great as the Browns kicker is, they'll cover that spread. Give me the Ravens.
Yeah, I think I'm going with the Ravens, too. Jacksonville. Now, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars on this show. We had our friend Eric Burns down on here.
Who's excited.
Yeah, he's pumped up. So, Jacksonville at Cincinnati. You know, still not real cold up there in Ohio yet. So, what do you think? What you got, Jeff?
I'm going Bengals, but I hate for that for the Jaguars. I mean, I like the Bengals, don't get me wrong, but I hate it for the Jaguars to try and, you know, this is the part of the season that they need to win.
Yeah. What do you think?
I'm going to sweat this one out because I can see both teams winning, but give me Cincinnati at home.
Yeah. Oh, man. So I am going to shock you a little bit, and I'm going to take the Jaguars. I think they're going to do something different because I don't think that Cincinnati's defense is going to be able to stop the run. That's the strength of the Jaguars. Travis Etienne is running the football. Don't forget Sunshine can run it too, so you better watch out. I'm picking the Jaguars. I think they're going to take them.
So next week we're giving away Jacksonville tickets, and they're playing the Houston Texans.
Yeah, so you get to see all of those players.
If they're 2-0, that's going to be a hot ticket.
Hot ticket, for sure. Now we go to the Giants and the Cowboys. The Cowboys coming off the loss to the Eagles. They're at home. Who you got, Jeff?
Cowboys.
Cowboys. What you got? Cowboys. I'm going with the Cowboys as well. I just don't think until they get Jackson Dart in there and let him take some snaps under center, I don't think the Giants are going to do anything for a while. Okay, guys, here we go. Chicago and Detroit. The thing is Detroit just looked really bad. I mean, do you think it was just that the Packers were that good, or that Detroit was just not having it that day?
Yeah, I mean, sure. The Lions didn't look as motivated. The Packers were extremely motivated. But in the third quarter, you saw glimpses of the Lions where they had a lot of activity going on. They looked good in the third quarter.
I mean,
but the problem is you got to play all four, especially against Packers.
Yeah. What do you think about it, Chef?
When's the last time a Dan Campbell team's lost 2 in a row? Like his first year, probably. So
maybe.
And the 2 division games in a row, there's no way they lose this game at home. Give me Detroit.
Okay, well, now you move to the next game. You got New England.
Are you taking Detroit?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of given. New England at Miami. This one, guys, is 2 of the bottom feeders, I think. I don't think either one of those teams looking good. Ross, we're going to go with you first on this pick. New England or at home with the Dolphins?
Give me New England.
New England. All right. What do you think, Jeff?
This is a tough one. I think he's going to gain a game on me, but I'll go with Dolphins.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at it, you got to know what Vrabel's going to do. And then this is, to me, now we had the poll last week or yesterday, and you still can vote on that poll. We had 142 votes. Billy Napier still in the lead. Mike McDaniel in second place, still within striking distance. If Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins look as bad as they did, the Boo Birds are going to start showing up, and then the next thing you're going to start hearing is that his seat is scorching hot. So give me the Dolphins. I'm going with the Dolphins. I think they're going to turn it around. I think they're going to do some things different. They're going to do some things because I just don't believe that New England has it yet. I don't think that they got it, what it takes. I get it, but either way, we're going to see what happens. Now, the last game that we're going to do is the San Francisco 49ers against your New Orleans Saints.
With those sweet uniforms, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I'll pick them out.
But, I mean, they can look good all they want.
Oh, yeah.
Look good, play good.
You got to play good. Yeah. I mean, and it just, what are they doing? I mean, really, what is
making a fashion statement?
Is that what it is? I mean, do you have confidence in the coach?
No.
You don't have confidence in the coach?
Well, no, I mean, no. I like Kellen, but They have no weapon. I mean, well, they have a few weapons, but they need to put it all together, and they're not putting it together.
I mean, they got Chris Olave for the deep threat. I mean,
the quarterback situation's got to improve.
Yeah, but I mean, Spencer Rattler, is he the guy?
And this guy, Spencer Rattler's not the answer, and then show as like a second-round pick. I was like, what? Who's that? I was like totally unfamiliar with the guy, and I don't believe on him.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many other guys we could have gone with. I mean, even Kyle McCord seemed even better, and he's already been cut from another team.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, we need a quarterback.
Yeah.
And I feel sad for some of the studs, Alvin Kamara.
Is he a stud?
Is he a top 12 running back?
Is he?
Yeah. I think it's top 12.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Not stats-wise.
I don't know what he did last year. Did he get 900?
No, I think about 800.
Yeah.
But, so you got...
I'm picking the 49ers. It's sad.
49ers. Now, you also know that before you make your pick, or you already made it, but still, Brock Purdy will not be dressing out this game. So you got... Who do you got? Alabama national champion Mac Jones is going to be quarterbacking the San Francisco 49ers, and I'm going to take the 49ers against the New Orleans Saints, and I think Mac Jones is going to have a good game. And the reason why that I'm picking this is because a lot of people don't know this, but San Francisco wanted Mac Jones a long time ago, but he was drafted by the Patriots before they could get him. So either way, Kyle Shanahan wanted Mac Jones. Now he's got him, so we're going to see what he's going to do. Who are you going to go with, Chef?
If there's a game on the schedule the Saints are going to win, it's going to be against San Francisco's JV. No Kittle, no Purdy, no kicker at all. I don't even think they signed anybody yet after they cut what's his name. But
they got Jets and Patriots on the schedule.
Give me the upset. Give me the Saints at home.
All right, you've had it. We will see you on Friday. You've been listening to the Sports Blitz at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.
Call in now.
This is Touchstone service.
The Red 70 studio line is open.
Demonstrate how to make a call with your dial telephone.
850-215-6290.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has your chance to win a pair of tickets to the Jacksonville Jaguars. We've got tickets to every single Jacksonville Jaguars home game this season. And if you want to grab a pair of tickets for the Jaguars versus the Texans on Sunday, September 21st, text Jacksonville to 850-215-6290. Text Jacksonville to 850